Solomon. Emma, why don't you go on inside? I've got to talk to Solomon for a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Are you a retard?
No.
Did you like looking at me? Did you like looking at me? Don't fuck with me, retard. My version of the story will be better than yours.
Hey, what's happening, folks? This is your man, Big B Kel, just popping through with another video to keep y'all up on the scoop. And before I get started, I just want to give a couple of more shout outs to Kevin and Mac for sending donations, as well as my newest Patreon subscriber, Derek Robinson. I still have a massive shout out video coming soon, so don't think at all that I forgot about that. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick channel update. I've decided to change the name of this particular channel to Morale TV, which I'm quite sure some of you all have noticed is the name of the backup channel to this one, as well as the Facebook group that many of us have been a part of for quite some time. I've changed the name of that backup channel that I mentioned to Morale TV 2. And don't think at all that I'm getting brand new on y'all or anything of that nature. It's still the same Big BKL format. I'm just changing the name so the group and the community is pushed to the forefront. And now that that's all said, I'm going to go right into this video. Now, I'm quite sure that you all saw the intro and the cover to this video and said to yourselves, oh shit, Big Brian about to go in on 50. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. You used to punk Ja Rule, but you straight up turned coward to a chick who hit the wall 80 miles per hour. Quit playing flower child and tell that skirt to get lost. Flaws by repping manhood at all costs. Don't let these goofy coons tell you how you need to vote or fool you into simping through a feminist quote. It's remote grabbing time from here on. Big your hand on other side. Meaning it's a new dawn of a great awakening.
Free at last!
And save the candy, Curtis, Halloween already passed. And that's not it at all. Look, you have to understand, Curtis Jackson is a mere microcosm of a continuing behavioral pattern which we as black men have exhibited when responding to most of the women that we've shared intimate relationships with, attended schools with, worked beside, or come into contact with whenever we've decided to share our social views or publicly endorse someone politically. We've seen this in all walks of life, whether it's in civic groups, churches, schools, you name it. Under the paradigm of a gynocracy, our voices don't mean shit. Many of y'all have been looking at this situation which occurred last week when Chelsea Handler put her foot in 50's mouth sideways just because she's white. But what did she do that many of these sisters haven't been doing to our asses for several decades? And I know y'all are like, but she reminded him he was black. And this black woman don't do that? How many times have we heard one of them tell us, but your mama black? Just to throw those of us who have criticized their bullshit off the trail so they aren't held accountable simply because they made us think of them on the same plane of our mothers. Okay, when I saw Chelsea Handler checking 50, I didn't see nothing different. To me, it was that same old, I've been giving you this pussy, so you better keep your mouth shut and follow my lead.
This drummer, you're gonna send a message. By drum. We're getting off to freedom.
Stop that.
But don't you want to be free, Bill?
Stop all that African talk about drums and all that stuff.
But wait now, the drummer, he said it. He don't know. I know.
Black man, truth be told, there isn't a collective entity in America who is fearful of us, no matter how imposing our image may seem. Think about it. Back at the beginning of this millennium, Curtis Jackson took 9 bullets at the behest of a reputed drug kingpin who allegedly wanted him silenced over an underground song he felt disclosed way too much information. And although you would think that this would be enough to hush him up, he went right back to the drawing board, healing a month ahead of the doctor's schedule, and continued making diss tracks and calling folks out once he recovered from the shooting. But when some Carol Brady resembling woman he went out with speaks up for his ass and says he is definitely voting for Biden, all you hear is crickets. When we are historically and even currently referenced by definition and opinion, the liberal landscape that has surrounded most of us for much of our lives is nothing but a modern version of the same rhetorical damnation the buck received on that plantation. Which is why, if you'll notice, things were a hell of a lot different once we were at least at the head of our dinner tables in our own homes directly after chattel slavery, going all the way into the rise and fall of the civil rights era. On that plantation, however, the buck was generally viewed by slave owners, religious leaders, the mistress, her daughters, poor and uneducated whites, and most of the black women who were slaves themselves as abominable, ungodly heathens who, despite showing nearly every day of their natural lives that they were caring, love-driven beings who actually held natural fears for not only themselves but their fellow slaves, and in many instances the slave owner and his family as well, were still seen as a curse that should never be exposed to anything other than a burlap sack and a mule mount. Today, that cotton bag is all that ratchet drama that we see all over social media that is being used to obtain millions of views so some commercial ad can run on a video or a reality TV show. And those natural aspirations to want to do better get thrown on the back burner as the powers which control and oil the entertainment industry, most of whom really vote Republican themselves but push liberal policies to keep gullible fans fooled, stay afloat like a blimp over a football stadium. You see, to them, 50 Cent is not supposed to be the suave, fashionable guy that he's evolved into. He's supposed to be the same bulletproof vest-wearing monkey that he was those years that he was rapping with the Guerrilla Unit. And that goes for all of us as well.
Want to go in, gentlemen?
No, thank you. But don't let us keep you.
His balls off at last.
But how did they do it?
With the tongs we use for gelding.
But it's atrocious to make a man suffer that way.
Nine. Niggers, they don't feel nothing.
Stranger man took my only daughter round the candy shop. Soda pop. Quarter for a quarter. Remembering the loving way she wore her hair, her sunrise eyes, her petite size. Just wanna warn your children some. Short ass is pushing number one. Girls, when you shake your shaggy shaggy, beware. Dudes, when you hang out in the alley, beware of dirty, dirty, dirty short ass.
We're in interrupt this broadcast to give you a special announcement from everyone's auntie, Maxine Waters.
And for those black young men who think somehow they can align themselves with Trump, not only are they terribly mistaken, any of them showing their face, I will never, ever forgive them.
Black man, today is election day. And you don't have much time left before you can go to the polls if you haven't already. The only thing that I'm going to tell you is that whatever you decide is up to you. It's your decision and your right. Stop allowing these fascist females to hold ultimatums over your head in order to enforce you to vote for a party or candidates that only benefit them.